In 1963, a massive, unmarked cargo ship docked at a heavily guarded terminal in New Jersey. Inside, its towering steel tanks held what Wall Street believed was the world's most valuable reserve of liquid gold: salad oil. 4 of the largest banks in America had just issued over $150 million in loans, backed entirely by the physical existence of this cooking oil. It was the ultimate bulletproof corporate asset, or so they thought. When government inspectors finally forced their way on board and cracked open the heavy inspection valves, they made a discovery that sent a literal shockwave through the global economy. The tanks weren't filled with oil. They were filled with millions of gallons of ordinary tap water. A single brilliant con artist just pulled off a scam so massive it completely broke the Bank of England, wiped out multi-million-dollar shipping fortunes, and nearly brought the entire American financial system to its knees. Today, I unseal the vault on the day Wall Street was drowned by a commodity no one saw coming. To understand how a man could weaponize kitchen oil to bankrupt titans, I have to take you back to the early life of Anthony Tino DeAngelis. Tino wasn't a Wall Street blue blood. He was a ruthless, fast-talking operator from the Bronx who prided himself on finding massive fortunes inside the world's most boring, unglamorous industries. He started in the meatpacking business, quickly realizing that the real money wasn't in premium cuts, but in the industrial waste left behind. Specifically, vegetable oil shortening and animal fats. By the mid-1950s, Tino founded the Allied Crude Vegetable Oil Refining Company. To the rest of the world, it was just a gritty, foul-smelling processing plant in New Jersey. But to Tino, it was a money-printing machine, because he discovered a massive geopolitical loophole. The United States government had just launched a massive foreign aid program called Food for Peace. The goal was simple: buy up massive surpluses of American vegetable oil and ship it to starving post-war nations. I watched as Tino didn't just participate in the program, he completely cornered it. Within years, he was responsible for shipping over 75% of all U.S. vegetable oil exports worldwide. He was incredibly rich, but Tino was also completely broke, and his insatiable hunger for absolute market control was about to breed a catastrophic corporate sin. For nearly 3 years, the illusion held. Tino was living like a king, using the borrowed millions to aggressively manipulate the futures market, trying to force the price of vegetable oil sky high. But his aggressive financial moves started raising massive red flags. A handful of sharp short sellers on Wall Street noticed that Tino's company was claiming to hold more oil reserves than the entire United States government reported in its national inventory. It was mathematically impossible. Rumors began to swirl through the trading floors. The tension reached a boiling point in late 1963. Driven by a sudden wave of panic, a team of specialized inspectors launched an unannounced middle-of-the-night raid on Tino's New Jersey tank farm. This time, they didn't just drop testing rods into the standard hatches. They brought heavy engineering equipment. They began tapping into the sides of the tanks, taking samples from the bottom valves and measuring the exact weight of the containers. The scene was pure chaos. Tino's staff tried everything to delay the process, intentionally misplacing keys, pretending valves were rusted shut, and even staging power outages across the facility. But the inspectors refused to back down. When the bottom spigots were finally cranked open, the truth came pouring out. The thick, golden hue of soybean oil was completely gone. Instead, clear, pressurized tap water flooded the drainage ditches. Tank after tank was opened. The deeper they dug, the worse it got. Out of the millions of pounds of certified inventory Tino had bonded, over 90% of it was a complete, watery illusion. Tino ordered his loyal inner circle of engineers to secretly repipe the entire tank system. They began pumping millions of gallons of ordinary tap water directly into the bottom of the colossal storage vats. Then, they carefully layered just a few feet of actual authentic soybean oil directly on top. To ensure his deception was completely bulletproof, Tino went a step further. Inside the tanks, his team installed secret hollow steel cylinders directly beneath the top inspection hatches. These internal tubes were filled entirely with pure, high-grade oil. Whenever bank inspectors arrived to verify the collateral, they would drop their long testing rods straight down into the hatch. The rods would submerge inside the hidden tube, pulling up a perfect, pristine sample of pure oil every single time. The inspectors would look at their clipboards, sign off on the paperwork, and walk away completely oblivious. They thought they were looking at a multi-million-dollar gold mine. In reality, they were standing on top of a giant swimming pool. With that fraudulent paperwork in hand, Tino marched straight back to Wall Street, using the fake oil reserves to borrow tens of millions of dollars in fresh cash. The exposure of Tino's scam triggered an absolute financial execution. On November 19, 1963, the news hit the wire services. The realization that over $150 million in corporate loans were backed by nothing but tap water caused an immediate, violent panic on the trading floors. Tino's company filed for bankruptcy hours later. The shockwave hit the elite banking sector instantly. Major financial institutions that had aggressively bankrolled Tino's operations watched their stock values evaporate in minutes. Two prestigious Wall Street brokerage firms were completely wiped out, forced into liquidation before the closing bell even rang. The panic grew so severe that the New York Stock Exchange took the unprecedented step of halting all trading entirely to prevent a total systemic meltdown. When the dust finally settled, Anthony DeAngelis was arrested, his empire dismantled, and he was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. He had built one of the most elaborate, brilliant, and completely ridiculous illusions in corporate history. A multi-million-dollar empire that proved that on Wall Street, even the most cold, calculating titans can be completely blinded by a commodity as simple as salad oil.